Hi, Gang Sexy. We are 3 turns complete in the Battle of Vimeiro. We're going to be starting the 0920 turn. The French get reinforcements on this turn, and then that'll be it for about 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 turns, and then when the Brits finally get some reinforcements. So pretty much what you see on the board here, plus some little bit of stuff sitting down here, that's what you get. So here's what I decided to do. Even though I'm playing the British, I decided to use one of the battle plans. And they only had 2, and I think I rolled, well, whichever one I rolled for. They are to defend Vimeiro, and they are to set up a defensive position up here around Fontenelle, whatever this town is, with I think it's 3 brigades. And then somewhere towards the late stages of the game, the 5th Brigade from the Brits is going to come in here behind the French. The French battle plan is 2 flanking movements here and here. That cavalry is all that's going over there. This cavalry and the 1st RE Division are coming over here to strike, and then the main body or the rest of the French army is coming right up the pike straight towards Vimeiro there. And there's a mixture here. So these guys in the front are going to the left. These guys in the middle are going in the middle. And these guys back here on the tail end, Bernier's brigade, are going to the left. So it's going to be a while before they get in there. Have we had shots fired? Yes, we did. This artillery battery right here fired, and when this cav unit was sitting over here, he hit him and he actually disrupted him. Really doesn't do anything because the French were the second to go during this game turn. Their phase came second, and the first phase is rally, and he's got a... You want to roll higher than the morale rating, and he had a leader with him, so his morale rating is 35. So I mean, I think he rolled like an 80 something. So he easily recovered, and then off they went. So, like I said, I am using a battle plan for the British, even though I'm controlling the British, and I'm trying to move these guys to get in position up here. I don't know. The British units they look like they're fairly stout. The French units morale, well, I don't know. It looks kind of like it's kind of somewhat balanced. I don't know the strength differential in this game, whether the Brits and whatnot, the Anglo-Allies had more men or whatever. But they definitely got the defensive position. Well, from what I can see, they do. This is all high ground up in here where they're playing. So, been using the cards, the action cards. So far, it's pretty much just move. I don't have to use them for the Anglo-Allies because, like I say, I'm playing them, so I got to decide who I'm issuing my orders to. Oh, first thing I want to correct, because I said it, and Paul Dangle, he actually caught me on it, and I'm glad he did. This is not Spain. This is Portugal. We haven't quite got to Spain yet. And on the cards, the leader cards, okay, I want to clarify this, and Terry, I'm hoping Terry Doherty will see this, and he can correct me if I'm wrong. But there's only 2 types of orders you can give, attack or reserve. If they don't get one of those, they go into none. And I kept thinking to myself, well, there's no explanation for what none is. What you can do is none. Well, the difference is reserve moves during the opponent's phase in the reserve segment. Attack is where you can do your assaults and close combats. None, you still move, you can still fire, artillery can still fire, you just can't get in there and assault. You can't charge and assault in there. So that's what that stands for. And I had to remember, because I think I had the same issue when I was playtesting the game. And Terry cleared that up for me. So keep that in mind when you roll for none. That just means that they can't get in there and assault and stuff like that. They still move during the movement phase. I had a little problem here. I drew Junot's card and the leader here, the overall. And the units that were, unattached that were with him, they couldn't move in because they could have, but they would have had to get off the road and move. The leaders could have moved in, which, as a matter of fact, I probably need to do that. Let's at least get Junot on the board. We'll get him there with those guys. So we can get that bonus from him on the next turn. But the units behind him, they really couldn't move on there because of the units that were in road column here. So, all right. So I figure in a couple turns it's going to start to develop. The British force up there is probably going to be a waste of time because that cav is all that's going there. So I need to do some digging. Well, like I said, I didn't have to use a battle plan. I just chose to. So I think once the situation develops, which we know the major fighting is going to be here, I will end up turning those units, and depending on how it goes, it'll be a flank strike into the French when they start their assault here. Then again, depending on how this force, when it gets over here and attacks, they might be overwhelming to the Brits that are over here, or the Anglo Allies over here, and some of these guys may have to shift back towards Vimeiro. So we'll see how that goes. Look, the brain's already working. Already working. I got my little column things up, or my shooting yellow thingies up there in the top corner, the overlays for shoot. I don't, maybe I'll use them for artillery, but I don't really need to use them. Maybe for cavalry, I don't know. We'll see. Haven't had to use them yet. But I've only fired one time. There's going to be more guns in place here shortly to shoot. And the firing system is so simple in this game. I mean, literally, you're going to get your strength, all right? You're going to do your modifiers for the target, for the shooter, stacking, and then you're going to go up here and you're going to roll your dice according to your fire strength. And, if it's 34 or less, 34, or if it's 9 to 34, it'll be this right here. If it's 35 to 73, it'll be this one right here. It doesn't get any simpler, guys, with modifiers, and it's still simple, okay? So, all right, so there you go. 3 turns into first victories. Wellington versus Napoleon. And it's been months since I played the demo, and its system's still a blast. And it's really not hard to pick up. I'm going to make some notes if there's any, things in the rules. I think maybe we maybe need to get a clarification on what the none order. It might be in the rule book, and I didn't see it. I read all of the basic game, the soldiers game rules, reread them again. I could have skipped over what none order means, but I'm sure if it's not, I'm sure these guys will take care of that, maybe with errata or something like that. But hey, fun so far. Can't wait for you guys to get your hands on this game, because I can't wait to see the people playing it and see what they think about the system. I think it's freaking awesome. So, all right, let's get this up. Talk to y'all soon.